What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. We are here for the Real Housewives of Potomac, the Potato Mac girls. Oh, thank goodness. This is episode 17. I don't know the name of it, but of course y'all know it'll be in the description bar down below. Next week, episode 18, you guys, will be the season finale. And it's time. Like 18 episodes, like you really tried it, Bravo, with this season. Now, it was entertaining, but when you realize you got 17 episodes, you know what I'm saying, 18 episodes, you realize just how around and around the Mulberry Bush Bravo has taken us. But I digress. Let's talk about this episode. The girls are back from France, and we see Monique checking in with her brother slash nanny. We see Candace working out with Chris. Karen is meeting up with Matt. Robyn is jumping head on into this investing thing she's buying. I think this is her first property that she is buying. Gizelle meets with her hairdresser, and Ashley is at home unpacking in a lonely home. I mean, she does have her little baby there, her little four-legged baby, but she longs for more. But let's talk about Candace first, because Candace is always easy peasy. Candace, like I said, she's working out with Chris, and we see on this episode that she is really trying. Like, she's checking her gait. She is acknowledging the fact that she can sometimes get caught up in herself and be selfish and be self-centered and forget about Chris. She admits this to Monique and Karen later on when they all go out to do a little light outdoor shopping and a nosh. Her sister comes over and she gets to talk to her sister, and she says her sister is the Solange to her Beyonce. You know, we're used to this level of narcissism and self-involvement. You know what I'm saying? Candace seems like a really sweet girl. I do think she has a measure of shame over the fact that her fiance is Caucasian and poor, and you know, and he's previously married with children, like kind of here, there, and yon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she feels a measure of embarrassment about that. You know, and if I can acknowledge that she may feel some degree of embarrassment and not really being sure about how to navigate it or how to articulate those feelings, how to work through that process, I think I can admit it for white people that marry black people too. Like, black people are a lot to take on if you have not, if you haven't been, you know what I'm saying, engulfed in the melanin. You know what I'm saying? If you're not continually enraptured in the melanin, you won't even understand when the tone in the room changes. Like when you need to get low up in that mug. So I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? And I acknowledge that. Okay. So they get their mama on FaceTime. The Solange and Beyonce get Tina Knowles on FaceTime. And I can tell the baby sister ain't having it. Every time the mama laughed, the baby sister was like, first thing she asks when she sees her daughter, the daughter's like, "Hey, Mom," Solange. And Tina is like, "How's your weight?" I was like, ooh. Y'all mama is a piece of work, but sadly enough, I understand. I get it. I do. All right. And she asked Candace if she's still a size 2. You know, and it could be filming too, but the mom is really coming across like she the ruler over them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard enough to manage your own life. You finna manage 2 other people's lives, and they grown, they adults. I was like, girl, you taking on way too much. But They don't always see Monique go, like I said, out with Karen. I mean, not Monique. Candace go out with Karen and Monique, and they talk. And she, lets them know she has forgotten. She's been so engulfed in the wedding, she's forgotten about, Chris and what his needs may be and the things that he may need, and she don't want to lose that. She wants to spend a lot more time, for them to spend more time with couples, because that way they'll have a lot more. She'll have more of a blueprint, I guess, so to speak. When you hanging out with happy couples or seemingly happy couples, you have more of a blueprint. You know what I mean? That's what you want to do with in your own life. You know what I'm saying? It just be good for the both of them. And of course, she talks about how she's trying to pull up on her mama a little bit, because her mama is really out of control, and we have seen it firsthand, right? So let me talk about Monique. Like I said, Monique checks on the kids with her brother. Later, she rubs Chris's feet by the fire pit, and as he smokes his cigars and drinks. And it's the way that I think it's the way that Bravo is filming it. Chris is just being honest. He's having an earnest conversation with her. I don't know. It's something about the way they filming it is coming across a little demonstrative. He talks about she rubs his feet, and then she says, now it's my turn. And he was like, no, I don't think so. And then, you know what I'm saying? He did just send her on a trip to Paris, you guys. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he told her he had a hard day at work. She looks like she enjoys taking care of Chris, though. He has a couple of things to say about he feels like it's unfair, and she's forgetting about him, and he feels disrespected sometimes by it. That can happen real easy when you busy and you don't have time and you're used to dealing with kids. When you get to that man and they start acting like a kid, you can find yourself reprimanding them too. That can easily happen. I don't know, but it was the way they kind of filmed it, like he was kind of getting on her. He was chastising her. And Monique is a smart girl. The way she managed that conversation and navigated where he was going, because clearly he was not thinking about the fact that they was being filmed. Monique was acutely aware of it. I can tell. I can tell she knows how to calm him down and sort of, just smooth it over. And maybe later on when they had, obviously she's not afraid to argue with him, because she said they've argued before. Now, but I just think she was being mindful of those cameras. I really do. And she conceded, you know what I'm saying? She didn't really push back. She had a couple of little things to say, but she kept the conversation light and flowing, airy, and I can appreciate her for that. Now, when he started talking about blowing the gasket, I was like, first of all, settle down, sir, because you a big joker. That means a sister gonna need a taser or something, okay, to get you up off of her now, because the gift could also be the curse. I mean, he's a big, fine, magnificent man, and I was proud of the fact that his feet didn't look like football feet, looking like Shrek. But at the same time, yeah, you big and strong and big hands and big feet, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. Use a big set of monkey bars. You know what I'm saying? I climb up on it all day long, but I'm just saying, the gift could also be the curse, because a man enraged that size, you're going to need something to get that joker up off of you. And that's what I be thinking about when you be talking about blowing gaskets and what's not. But then he excuses himself, goes in the house. He got to use the restroom, that type of thing. And he brings out a gift for her, a beautiful pair of shoes, as well as a little cupcake, since they didn't celebrate her birthday on the date of her birthday. And it's at this moment it just solidifies for us. It confirms for us that they are a loving couple. They are a wonderful couple. And if I was Monique, I wouldn't let them shoot my husband like he was this selfish giant who only wants me to look after him and nobody else. Like, it's not, she is actually spoiling him. She seems like she enjoys spoiling him and her children. So I don't see no problem with their relationship. And I don't have nothing bad to say about it. So let's talk about Karen. Karen meets up with Matt. They go out to have a little light nosh. And she tells him that he was a topic of conversation in France. And he was like, by whom? Mostly Ashley. And Ashley, she tells him what Ashley was saying about her, and she kind of, she puts it accurately. And he was like, oh please, if anything, I had a conversation with her, and I told her, when I first met you, you were living in Ray. I've known you for a while, 24 years ago or something like that. I don't know. She was living in Ray's condo. This was supposed to be 20 something years ago, but he tells the lady, they flash back, y'all know Bravo, they flash back and showed that he said he's known her for 12 years. It doesn't even matter. We've all just accepted the fact that Karen is a liar. She's a poor liar, and the poor orchestrator of lies, which I guess is good. And when you get real good at it is when you got to worry about it, I imagine. You know what I'm saying? As long as she sucks at it, I guess that says something. But still, it kind of makes you feel sad for her. Later on, when you see her in her house with this sad music playing, like, you think they finna announce something horrible, something sad and heartbreaking, but it's just her redecorating the table. I know it was already decorated. She was just putting it together, like, I don't know, it was weird. And then she's sitting in the house and it's just empty in there and just quiet, and it does look a little staged, but all of that is her business. Nobody is saying that Karen is not a liar. We're just saying at some point it just becomes sad. Just leave the lady, let the lady be. Let the lady take what little bit of dignity she have and ride off into the sunset, please. Ooh, that little moment at her house, I was like, Lord, Karen. And she was just talking about Ashley doesn't know and woo. I was like, Karen, I don't think so, girl. Later on, when she meets up with Monique and Candace, she says she enjoys being with them and talking with them because they're nice girls. They bring a fun energy and they like her. And ultimately that's what all of these housewives shows is about. It's like, you like me, you really, really like me, So, Robyn, boo. Let's talk about Robyn real quick. Robyn jumps into investing with both feet. She is excited about this property. And later on, she goes into the house after she has paid for it, and for whatever reason she invites a camera crew and Gizelle and Ashley over to help do some work in the house. I mean, they didn't even want to be in the yard, let alone in the house. Like, it was whatever. I guess she wanted to sling the first sledgehammer in her first investment property. Anyway, they get to talking about Karen, and that is when they decide they're gonna do this fake pizza delivery situation. So let's move on to Ashley. Ashley at home, and she's sad because all other ladies went home to children and a husband and a loving environment. There's nobody there but her little four-legged baby. And it gets her to start thinking she wanted to pitter-patter little feet. She wants somebody to run and grab her around the waist. So she wanted her husband to rapture her at the door and take her right there in the vestibule, in the foyer of the home. You know what I'm saying? Right there on the lanai. But it's a no-go. She's unpacking. She calls her mom, and her mom is moved. Her mom is moved into her own place on her own steam with her own money. She's still with the man, but she's doing good. And Ashley and Michael have not helped her. Later on we see Ashley go meet with her mama. And they go have dinner at the mama house. I was so mad that they ate out of them little tin pans. I was like, no. Played it up. But they simple folk. I got a feeling they both eat potted meat. I'm pretty sure. Vienna sausage, which is potted meat in wiener form. And white bread. I just know it. So passe, okay? So, she does what I consider to be rule number 10. Like, you just do not break when you marry. Obviously, you don't want your mom and Michael to be friends ever again if you are here talking about Michael to your mom and telling your mom the things that Michael has said. Now, having said that, I'm saying that because it's not a good policy. especially if you're gonna keep the man around. You don't need to be bad mouthing him or sharing stuff that you know gonna cause anger to your family members, okay, or friends. All right. If you're gonna keep him, deal with it. Now maybe your ace. Hopefully, you know, you got an ace that you ain't got to worry about that with. But I'm just saying. Anywho, so you know, the mom is upset. She's upset when Ashley tells her that Michael feels like he don't want to have kids with her because her mama was such a poor mama. And she is pissed her off, and she said he don't even have a relationship with his kids. They cussed him out. Well, you know, they Caucasian, so they kids kind of have a little bit more leeway when it comes to talking back than black children. Although black children are very, very close second. I done heard some black children say some real slick things to their mamas. These mamas nowadays not like mine. My mama will step inside my mouth and from the inside of my mouth kick all my teeth out. So yeah, might not just be a white thing. And Ashley does admit that in the past she has kept things that Michael has said from her mama to her about her mama from her mama, and vice versa. And she just wants it all out there. She just wants the whole truth out there between the both of them so they can start rebuilding from there. You want them to rebuild, but at the same time, you got this whole non-negotiable about the fact that Michael don't want no children. She tells her mom what her uncle said about the situation, and she tells her mom about the fact that she just doesn't know if she can stay in it. She's trying to stay in it, and her mom tells her, which I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that her mom tells her that you know, you will process this whole thing and you will figure it out. She didn't say you need to leave him. She implied it. You can do better. Do you want to spend all of your time, all your life just hanging out with him and not in having, you know, this relationship where you can give all of your love and it be received, like with children, you know? And Ashley can't really muster up a whole bunch of tears. She puts her head down. Now, I don't feel nothing for Ashley in this situation. One, because you done signed that doggone extended that prenuptial agreement. I don't know why you did that. That was foolish on the face of it. Maybe you plan on just dragging this thing out with Michael until you get to your 5 years. Maybe this is a part of your 5-year plan. I don't understand it. I just don't know. This is the shit you need to be working on instead of harassing Karen about her business. That conversation really pissed me off. I think Michael is telling her how he feel about her and why she acting like she don't see it and she don't know it. I don't know, girl. I don't think it's just for love. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about Gizelle. Gizelle meets with a hairdresser, and y'all know Gizelle a freak. She in that prime of her life where she's a freak. She's a straight freakazoid, and she is talking with her hairdresser about being a dirty little tease, and having her hairdresser was like, I don't have no follow through. Gizelle was like, oh no, I follow through. That was one good time where I enjoyed her, and I enjoyed her when she went over to that the fixer upper property. The way she was kidding and laughing about the house that she went in, and she was acting all scared. Like, I enjoyed that Gizelle. Like, to me, that type of lighthearted ribbing, it's funny. The things that they're saying and they're doing about Karen, I don't think it's funny. I think they're bullying her at this point. And she says the same thing that Robyn says later on, which lets me to, you know, makes me to know that much more that they talk about Karen. Karen is the topic of conversation. And their views are aligned in that I want to show Karen love. This is what she telling the hairdresser. You know, after she tell the hairdresser about Karen not living in the house or living in an apartment and all of this stuff. And he's like, just own it. Just own it. You don't even know what's going on. Just listen, sir. Just listen. That's what you do. And she was like, if she would just, this same thing Robyn said, if she would just let us in, we could be friends with her and tell her, and you know, and I want to support her and show love, but she just won't be honest with me. First of all, that's not necessary. You can meet a homeless person off the street and treat them with kindness and have no idea whatsoever the level of honesty that they may have. No, if you're going to do something out the kindness of your heart, do it. If that's your girl, that's your girl. When she's ready to talk about it, she'll be ready to talk about it, okay? So I really hope and believe that you hope and pray that you all have planned this whole storyline out to keep this show going and keep y'all coins coming in. I really do. I hope in private, when the cameras are not rolling, you all are not treating each other this way, because it is poor form. A person does not have to tell you every nook and cranny of their life in order for you to give them kindness. If that's the case, then you are exchanging kindness for something, and that's no way to live, okay? And it certainly is no way to die. But I digress. Anyway, the girls get together. We find out while she was over there with Ashley and Robyn, tearing down the house, and she's swinging that sledgehammer. She's picturing Sherman's face, because Sherman asked for his Jay-Z tickets back after he broke up with her. And she was like, girl, yeah, he asked for it back. I'm going to say this sidebar. You know, I ain't no Gizelle fan, but I wish a brother would. And I use the term brother lightly. I wish a brother would ask me. You don't ask me for nothing back. Don't ask me for nothing. Nothing. Can I have coochie back? Huh? Can I have my coochie back? Oh, okay. Well, when you give all my coochie points back, all my wasted moves back, okay? When you give all that back, all them fake accolades I had to give you to get you through, you can get your Jay-Z ticket back at that time. Until then, bloop, be gone. So, they stand in the yard of the fixer upper property and rake Karen over the coals again. And this is where they plot and plan to decide they're going to disguise themselves and make themselves look absolutely stupid and go over to her house to see if she lived there. They drive all the way to Great Falls, but I digress. They meet up at Gizelle's house, of course, and Gizelle's got the pizza there already, and they put on they get up and everything. And you could tell Robyn was feeling uncomfortable with it. You could kind of tell a little bit there that Gizelle was feeling like, we might get shot. But you can tell Ashley was all in. Like, Ashley in for the bull crap. I don't know if that's age or character, but she was all in for it. But I was proud of Robyn. Robyn was like, oh no, we all going to the door. Now, they did leave her in the end, standing at the door, ringing the doorbell. But, yeah, she was like, oh no, we all getting out of this car. I could tell they was all feeling uncomfortable except for Ashley. The closer they got, realizing this is kind of dumb. This is kind of stupid. First of all, you're not sneaking up on her if you got a whole camera crew in the yard. That's one. That's not sneaking up. You don't want to pull up in the driveway, but you got a whole camera crew there. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Anyway, she goes to the door, and that's where it goes off, where Robyn rings the doorbell. We already know Karen didn't come to the door, because next week is season finale. Gizelle asked her if she got a pizza to the door. So I'm assuming that Robyn just probably dropped the pizza there and rang it off. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But the girls look really, really stupid. And first of all, they all, I think with the exception of Ashley, both of them had on that see-through lycra workout stuff. I was like, oh, okay. So, pizza, wigs, and peekaboo lycra. That's how you do the Mean Girls workout. You guys tell me what you think of this episode. Are y'all glad this season is winding down? I know I am. Put it down below. Tell me what you think. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.